Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, here we go. Take two of making an making a ruined city, or in this case, like a temple zone. Um, After we finished up yesterday, I did a few revisions to the kit, which was very helpful. I think it's a lot better now. Um, One of the reasons to make scenes with them is to see where it fails, and we did that. So yeah, and we're going to use the version, yeah, point two, I guess. It's not even one yet, um, to work on this one. But like I said, today we're going to go with jungle versus desert just to mix it up. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Um, I have made this. I actually didn't use any kind of a generator for this. Probably, obviously, it's just a plain broken up, and we've created some major roads and some minor kind of alleyways and some walls. So maybe the first thing to do, well, we'll go ahead and bring in the kit. That'll be the first thing we do. Let's open up. I haven't created an asset for it yet, so I have to bring it across the old way still. But I shall. Yeah, while that comes up, let's see. Look, we've divided up. We've got our tower building, our buildings, our central area, and our walls as different objects. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so here's the updated kit. You can see it's got, wait, why is it doing that? That's bizarre. Okay, I'm in object mode. Why is it scrubbing that? Layout, object mode. Okay. Weird. Okay. Well, let's just grab it, copy, and paste. Cool. That still works at least. Anyway, so like I said, we've revised it. We made it a little bit chunkier, so there's more sort of looking like brick holes in it now, and we've created some more segments too. I think it's better. Yeah, good morning, Michael. It's good to see you, man. Glad you made it in earlier. Yeah, so this is our sort of test building in the kit that we're going to use. Yeah, it's coming there along. I think it's better than the last one. Let's apply it. We're doing it in sections this time. Let's do it to the walls. So let's join them. We'll start with them. What? Control J. And edit. And L. And switch. Oh, 3. L. Switch. There we go. And give it a wall A. Assign. Okay. And if we look, we have walls. And we haven't subdivided them at all, so they look crappy, but we have the section there. So let's just maybe do each section first, then we'll come back and kind of take care of it. Well, no. We have the kit in. Let's do the towers now. We could attach it yet, but until they're cubes, it's kind of not super visually interesting or easy to use. So A, E, 3. Yep. And then Shift R. So those are 9. So our walls are 6 meters tall. Our towers are going to be 9 meters tall, at least before we ruin them. And we can go ahead and take them and join and edit. And again, L, Control I, P sections. Okay, and tab. Actually, I want to separate these as well. Select P section. And then these all, let's just make them a default brick for right now. So, and that's save. So, you know, we have that. This should be turned on, isn't it? Oh, did it get a selected too? Yeah. Now let's make it was going to be wall A. There we go. Our default shitty looking walls. Okay, our buildings. Let's jump into that now. And 7, yep, tab. So they are already kind of nicely subdivided just by the nature of how I had to make things. So, you know, help us out a little bit. A, E, 3. And we're going to go with 3-meter floors on this versus 2.5. So just cause, why not? And I think I want to, let's see, Alt X, not Alt X, Alt X. I'm going to mirror it this way and this way. So now all 4 quadrants are going to be based off this one quadrant here. Let's just double check, see if we got it. E3, yep. Okay, cool. So they're going to be kind of the same, which is fine. We want them to be. Now let's take a couple buildings and make them higher. I kind of like just going with that, no, not those. E3. So our ring around the middle, a little higher, but most I think are going to still be single floor buildings. Maybe this one. I keep getting more selected than I want. Fine. Let's do it this way. There we go. And this one. And that one. We'll let those be 2 floors too. Is that all we need? I think it might be. And we're probably not ever going to see all of this thing except maybe from a top-down shot like this, so it's kind of fine. But maybe this one too, just for interest. Alrighty. Save again. Take a building and a wall. Join it. Edit it. Again. L. Switch. P. Section. Come over here. Edit. A. And we're going to make it all down here. Empty wall B again. Assign. So we have bricks. We have that. I'm not sure that the center is actually going to be made using the kit. I think we might just do something separate with it. So let's leave it alone for now. So that's working for me. Now, let's come in here and play. See what we can do. Actually, let's start the wall. Sure. Start with the wall. Where'd you go? Okay. Tab 2, Control R, 3, 4, 5. 5 sections in each here. I could mirror this one too, but I have not. Oh, we want to check our mirroring too while I'm thinking about it. Okay, tab, much better. Big chunky holes. Let's make sure with our mirroring that, oh, did we lose it? We lost it entirely, interesting. Oh, because it joined to the other one, right. Let's bring it back, but Alt-X, first, object, set origin to geometry. Should take it right down the center, right. Alt-X, there, No. Hmm. Hmm. Shift S1. Fine. Object set origin to 3D cursor. There we go. Now, Alt X, mirror that way and mirror this way. But we want to make sure it's above the building kit. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Something in the center like that. So anyway, what we've done is we put the mirror on top so that the auto building materials will be mirrored, but potentially the chunks will not be. So like if we select this here and make it wall A, assign, there we go. It's wall A, but it's not the same wall A as the ones around it. So that's just important thing to note if you're going to do mirroring. You probably don't want that to be exact mirror. You're just going to want the components to be mirrored. Okay, let's edit. And oh, that's why I was like, why is my colors wrong? Because I'm looking at it on the other side. Like, okay, cool. So we got our walls ripped up. And let's look here. Honestly, just to save ourselves, there's actually no reason now. Tab A, Alt Z, B. I'm just going to delete these. For right now. We're going to have to undo this later, but we knew we were going to do that anyway. Because now I can turn off that and just edit this one section, and it's a lot easier to manage. Okay, and tab. So now we're in it, and now we just got this one section, and we're good. So the first thing we want to do, Alt Z, B, our ground level is going to be, to start with, all A. And I don't know what we want to, maybe this all A as well. Make everything all A. And I think we're mostly going to get rid of the roofs on them. Maybe we'll do that now too. Shift G, coplanar. And faces. Actually, Shift G. Well, I could have done all as one, but whatever. Faces. And Shift G, coplanar, X, faces. Okay, so no roofs, no walls, or no floors, lots of walls. All right, so now we're just going to kind of randomly assign some things here for right now. And the easiest way to do that is select them all. Yep. And object, selection, select random, deselect. We want about half of them to be that straight wall section, which is good. So cool. Maybe we'll even a little more of them. So we're going to deselect 0.33. So 2/3 of them are going to be that wall section. Then the next, we'll go with wall B and assign. Then we'll select random again. So we want 1/3 of them to be that. So we're going to go 2/3. And we'll select wall C and assign. And then select random and 0.5. So half of those remaining be wall D, assign. And if we save and exit, we should have a huge mess. No, that looks good. That's kind of what we wanted to do for our default That gives it kind of everywhere something kind of vibe. Half of them are straight up, and then a third are either left-facing chunks, right-facing chunks, or just middle chunks. We do get some weirdness here, and we know that. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, select that. I'm actually going to do both of them. Well, no, I'm not. Select that, an item, and we'll give it a mean crease of 0.2, which will create our lines. We may need to get rid of some of them or add more or some, but that, again, we're just starting with everything to see. And just to check, if we turn back on the mirroring, it should take it a second. See, we get different looking edges, which is what we wanted. They're mirrored, but they're not the same. Cool, we are right. Alrighty, so now we can come in here and edit some more. Like things like, let's turn on this because it'll help us see. We probably don't want that to have an mean crease, so set it to 0. Same here, 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 lots of places. All 0. We could be, more than likely we'll be fixing this the entire time we're doing stuff, but you know, hey, I still think it's better than not putting it on. Actually, I know what I'll do. 0. Okay, let's turn off that. Now, select everything that is D. 3. Select. And shift hide everything else. Now, 1 on D's. On D's, we want to be 1, 2. It should be 0. And 0. This still will not be exactly right, but it will help us a lot, I think. And 0. Tab. Okay, yeah, that helps some. Yeah, whatever. We'll come back and fix it. We'll play with it some more forever. It's always the back and forth of how much random versus how much intentional do you want to do? And it kind of comes down to time and how close you're going to look at it. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of these though. Uh, 0. Yeah. And I could totally tweak to this the entire time we're doing this, so I have to stop at some point. Like, stop, Seth, stop! That's going to be a lot better now. And of course, it's still not going to look right because we'll have to fix it once we apply the mirror as well, because it won't be exactly the same, and it might look better or worse with a line. But okay, probably. Now I'm like, should I have even applied it all at one time? Yeah, I don't know. All right, now that's looking better. I think that's getting us, you know, sort of 90%. One more I see here. Again, I'm gonna be seeing them this whole time. Be like, oh no, wait, stop. And that's just how it's gonna have to be. Save, tab. Anyway, it's looking pretty good. Now, turn back on our mirroring. We got our full town. I haven't decided about floors yet. I think we're still gonna think some more about that. I do want a couple, I think, but there's some other stuff we want to do first that I think is going to be more important. So the first thing we're going to do now, well, no, I mean, not quite yet. Let's go through and change some stuff. It's perfect. Now let's change it. Yeah, you know how it is. Tab. Let's turn this off now. And I just want to make some other ones. So on the second floors, 1, Alt Z, B, 3. I want to change some of them. Select random. I want to deselect 0.66. So most of them will stay that way. We'll deselect those. And we're going to make them arches. Sure. Which one was arches? Yeah. Auto building. Walls arches is F. And make them arches. Assign. Cool. And then let's I think all of them again. So I should have just done this, but whatever. Select random, pick a different selection, and let's make them windows. Yeah, that's cool. Gives us a couple of things. Cool. And I think maybe let's do the same thing on the first floor. I was only going to do it on the second floor, but I think the first floor too. Let's select it. Select random. Pick a different selection and make them walls and assign. Ooh, it's too much. I think. One. Let's do this again. Make sure my selection works. Select random, deselect. Let's deselect 75 of them and make them arches. It feels like a lot of arches still, but I guess it's not. And then select random of those 0.5, and we'll make them windows. See if that's better. Yeah, I got some windows on the ground, got some arches on the ground. That looks cool. Yeah, I think that's coming together nicely. That looks good. Morning, Micah. Happy New Year to you as well. We don't have any stairs on this one, and maybe we'll leave it that way. I was kind of debating whether I'd put any stairs in, but I don't think we will on this one. It's going to make it a little bit more complicated. Okay, let's come back, turn off that, and turn on our mirroring. Cool. All right, so we got our structure that's the same yet different. We're good. Let's apply the mirror. It's got shape keys. Why does it have shape keys? Oh, somehow I got joined to the damn character again. Ugh. Fine. Delete all shape keys. Don't have a character in here though. I did before, do I? I don't see one. Human gender, somehow. No, he's still there. Well, whatever. My buildings do not have shape keys anymore. And they're not going to have vertex groups either. Good. Now we should be able to apply the mirror. Yes. Okay, the mirror is applied. Now I want to try something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to make a river. Well, we should probably apply. Yep, let's apply these first. Jumping ahead of myself. We're going to put a river in here, though. Join those. Okay, tab. Oh, L, Control I, P, section, tab. Now these guys, tab A. Oh, they already were. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Okay. That's right. We'd already done them. Let's make them all. Let's see. I want everything on here. Or let's solo it. Okay. Ground and that should be. Well, actually, let's do them all. Wall A assigned, yes. Now, select, I want half of those, well, yeah, half of them to be something else. So select random, 50% right, and we want them to a wall B assign. Then select random half of those, and they're going to be wall C, and then select random half of those, and they're going to be wall D. Cool. And then these ones, select random half, and they're going to be wall H. And then these ones, select random, sure half are going to be ID none, so gone. And let's see what we got. We got bigger towers now. Oh, and they have roofs, don't they? Let's get rid of those. 3, Shift G, normal, X, faces, tab. Okay. Cool. Now that looks pretty cool. That works for me. Control save. Okay, so now we have the entire basis of that in place. All looking good, and we're at what, 28 minutes? We're doing great. Okay, 7. Let's put a land in here now. Shift S1 to the center, Shift A new cube, or plane rather, and we're going to make it 75 times. So it's going to be slightly bigger. Maybe we'll go a little bit bigger just to give us a little bit more room around the edges. Okay, so something like that. Now, we want to put a river cutting across this side, I think. K, tab K. And K. I don't know if this will work, but I'm kind of excited to try it. And that seems like a good idea to me. Okay. Now, we take this 3 and GZ, E, bring it down. About that far. Let's just get rid of these faces here on the edges. Faces, gone. Okay. Now, let's take this entire thing and quad remesh it. to quad count of like 150. Cool. And let's get rid of that. This is our new plane. There we go. Cool. And we're just going to adjust it. O, G. Let's make it bigger. These are bigger cubes, which is fine. It's going to be mostly a flat city anyway, but we'll adjust it where things have kind of come up on us. And good. Now it's so, did my river get like kind of nuked a little bit? A little bit it did. That's weird. That's edge stayed firm. The other one did not. It's fine, I guess. But let's just E down a bit more. Cool. Oh yeah, check. If this works, this is going to be super cool. So, I want to grab these faces again on these top faces. 7. So we have the top. It's just one face. Good. There's our river. Right. Right. Cool. Shift D, P section tab. We got this. Now Q, add modifier, solidify. Let's make it big. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's big. Good enough. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. And I'm going to assign it to material ID none. Because if I take this, and I'm going to turn this off right now just so we can see what we're doing. Okay. And that and this and control minus. Did I do it? Control minus. Oh, no, I have to have it selected. Okay. Cool. Select this. And our Boolean is good before. Not that it's going to make any difference. Exact. Self-intersection hole tolerant. Whoa, okay, that's bizarre. How do we get that? Maybe we can just do fast. Maybe we can. That should be okay. And do we want it there? Yeah, I think that's okay. All right, let's apply it. Okay, and delete our thing. And save. And I want to come through and just delete these two. Extra faces. I don't actually need to do the other one this time because they're not solid. Nope. Faces. Okay, save. Come back to here. Oh, I didn't want to delete the object. Damn it. Gotta undo that because I'm not done yet. Edit, undo history. Select. No. Select. There we go. Still need that because I still have to do it to the walls. So it's done here, right? Yes. The walls. Let's see this. Minus. Cool. And apply. It also has the shape keys. There we go. Apply. And are we actually cutting through? Yeah, I think we are. Okay. Turn it off. That, minus. Yes, we are. Cool. Sure, it also has the shape keys. All right. And apply it. Okay, now they're applied. Now we should be able to just get rid of this cutter. Do it that way. And save. And this on, this on, this on. And we have ripped out huge sections of this thing. It still goes beyond because of those shapes are bigger. Interesting. Let's see. Tab. Oh, it's interesting. Well, okay. Let's see what we get when we do. Let's see. Take it F4, append, terrain generator, rocky, new tree, terrain, add modifier, terrain. And those edges are just way too sharp. So let's edit that. And I think we're just going to get rid of the cliff entirely and just use ground. That'll help us a bunch. Yeah, that's better. Layout. Yeah, that's better. So this river has now cut through our space. And that's fine. That's how we want it to be. And do we want to run an actual river through it or not? We might as well. It's not too bad. Let us do so. Well, actually, I think I want it to be still, so we don't need to do that. Let's Shift A, mesh, plane, scale. And bring it down. So it's like that. Is that too far down? That's kind of far down, but actually I like that. Don't like the sharp edge. Well, we can fortunately fix that. Let's just solo it. And 2. Select this. Actually, let's select this bottom one. Turn off the terrain. Interesting. Oh, I see 2. X edges, or dissolve edges. There we go. Cool. Seven GX. Is that better? Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Cool. We got a bit more. Oh, did I move it over with that too? Let's see. Edit, undo history. Select. Let's just solo it. It shouldn't have moved. Turn off proportional just to make sure. Cool. And let's just do the same here. Seven GX. Go. And here, GY. That's better. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't have to be wide. That's almost crossable, but that's fine. I think that's where we want to be. We just want to put some water in here. 41, doing great. Might need to tweak these towers too. And by might, I mean we do, because we can see some weirdness here. Let's solo them and edit them. Turn on with edit. 2. Item 0.2. Give us some there. And those are fine. This one, 0.2. I don't know that we will ever really care. Like, see these things close enough. That one's fine. But might as well. Cool. And this one, they're not going to be even if we do this, but that's fine. Some of them have supports, some of them do not. I don't like this wall here. So let's just change it to a wall H. And this one to a wall A. Sure. And I think then we want here to have that. I think that if I get too wrapped up in this, it's not really going to matter, but there we go. I actually like our walls. I think they're good. We could put pillars in them. Maybe we do. Direction. Maybe we make all of them. Let's just see. Oh. It should be creased. All right. Are they just small? Oh. No, they're there. Okay, it's fine. I can make them bigger, but eh. Well, maybe because it's its own object, we can do that this time. Let's see. Auto building. Creases. Vertical creases. Thickness. Punch them up. Yeah, let's do that. And they are going into our towers, but whatever. That's cool. Read on this one too, just a little bit. Not a lot, just a titch. Okay. That works on the walls. I think that's cool. This guy here, 3, I'm gonna make him a D, or I'll make this one an A, and this one should probably actually be a none. We'll just nuke that down. Doesn't really make sense after we cut it apart. Save. Cool. Let's just play with this center thing just for a minute, just so that we have something. And I think mostly it's going to be just beat down. So tab, no, tab A, E, yeah, 1 meter's fine. And then I, E2. Okay. And then control minus E2. And scale, maybe. So something like that. It's like a big platform. Which will give us a nice open area in the center. Save. Let's see. Solo this sucker. Make sure it's that. Again, save. I want to see if we can't use some destruction on it without really blowing it up too big. Real damage. Let's try real damage to start with. Eek. Okay, we need to tweak it if we're going to do it that way. What? Oh, don't do it again. Come here. Just one. Just one. Thanks. Let's do it over here. Scale of 0.1. 1. And detail of 15. No. 5. Not really liking it on this one. Let's try using, let's save first, because it's a big object. Let's try OCD first. Try the other ones. OCD, make damage. That's better for what we want. Something like that seems fine. Okay, and apply. And our materials. Eyes inner? The fuck? Thing's weird. Okay, 3. I'm just going to select all these. Coplanar. Okay. Those are the undamaged ones, and assign them to ruin brick. And then Control I, and assign everything else to ruin damage. Save. Let's see what we got. Ugly. AU cube projection. Cool. Certainly brighter. Let's maybe make this, let's change our UVs on it. AS5. That seems better. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Bring it down even a little bit. And we might tweak the materials. We probably will tweak the materials. Come on, good, good, good. Save. It's entirely too bright just because of how much open space is there. It's weird that these ones are darker. It's like, no, the brick is the same. It's just the amount of one to the other makes it look darker. Alrighty, well, that's cool. Whatever. We're going to take all of our auto buildings new collection buildings. Buildings. Buildings, select hierarchy. Solo, just to see, make sure. Yep. That looks like the buildings. Good. What the heck is this thing? Oh, it's that. Well, we don't need that anymore. Just get rid of it. Okay. And water, we're going to go for some slimy green pond water, courtesy of Polygonic. Spawn material, pond water. Cool. And just because it might make a difference, I don't know. K, or tab to edit K. Three X face and K. Three X face. Cool. And then Q, add modifier solidify, down, and apply it, and tab U, cube projection. Shouldn't need it, but let's see. We have water. Woohoo! All righty. Hey, Anmi. Good to see ya. Um, Now we need to add some jungle stuff to this now. I have to keep fighting the urge to go Oreo. Happy New Year to you as well. Good to see you. Geoscatter, select it. Okay. Biome scatter, open a biome. And jungles. We have some options. We got some tropical, I think they called it, here with these that are pretty cool, particularly 8. And we have some jungle stuff down here that are also pretty cool. Let's do ground 10. We're going to see just how brutal this is for us. This is a big space. That's true. Nature's cable. Okay, so the first thing we know we can do is upward obstruction. Now let's move our water to its own thing. Move new collection, water. An upward obstruction of water clears that out pretty good. Pretty okay with those just sort of everywhere like that. But obviously it's not enough. I'm going to go add the tropical biomes 8 on top of this. Let's see what kind of trees we get. Those look promising. Yeah, that looks promising. Still going. There we go. Only 7.5 million instances. Is that all? Shit. All right, let's just turn these off this way here. So we're just to that. And only the first 3 are showing. That's good. They're the big ones. So we'll start with trees. And trees, I want to display them as placeholders. Trees everywhere. Okay, so again, tropical biome, it's affect the whole thing. Upward obstruct on water. Get it out of our river. Then trees, we're definitely going to want a proximity, repel, buildings, but not too much, because we kind of want them growing all in and around this thing. And maybe an upward obstruct. Is that in culling masks? Yes, upward obstruct buildings. Particularly if we decide we want to put a second floor in any of these. That's better. I think that might even just be good. Let's do the same for saplings. Turn off the trees, turn on the saplings. Oh, they're everywhere. They're not bad though. Kind of like them. Um, let's give them an upward obstruction of buildings because that'll just kind of help clear it down a little bit. And that looks cool. We could give it a slight prox. Let's do a slight proximity as well on these two. Sure, why not? Just to push them back a little. And it will decrease our numbers somewhat, which is always good. And shrubs 1. That was the other big one. Oh, that's nothing. I wish we could do multiple upward obstructions across the whole thing instead of having to do it this way, but we do have to do it this way. Upward obstruction, buildings. And actually for the empty ones here, I'm just going to do this as well, just to cut our count down. Buildings, grass, buildings, dead leaves on the dirty ground, and buildings. Okay, and then let's do the same thing up here just to make our lives better. There's no point in growing them underneath our buildings, so we might as well save the memory. Twigs. Save. Okay, so we turn back on trees. We'll leave shrubs off. They're just kind of tiny. They're not really. I mean, at human scale, I guess they're kind of interesting, but for right now, turn them off. Trees back on, because that's kind of where our vibe is hitting. And those. And they're also teeny tiny. I'm only leaving the ones that are on that kind of affect my composition. The micro stuff is like, whatever. Let's leave it off. And saplings. Okay. Cool. Now, I feel like we might want to change. We talked about changing our building textures, and I think that might not be a bad idea. Right now, everything is very yellow and dry looking. So let's see if we can't tweak it. Plus, I can't share these textures because I actually use them from Kitbash 3D, so we're gonna have to change them before we share the kit anyway. So, cool. Let's turn off geoscatter entirely, and let's just go look at this thing. See if we can adjust the texture on it first, and it should change them all, assuming we just keep the names. So we have a brick and we have a damaged. Let's do the damaged first. Just kind of a rocky, cracked, whatever. Let's nuke it and see what we can find. Textures. Name. Rocks. Do we start with just going in rock? Mossy rock? Let's see what that looks like. Might actually be fine. And these are free to use. So we're not going to have any displacement though. I'm very careful before I share shit, is what it comes down to. For what I'm doing now, it doesn't make any difference at all. Um, and for concept art, it doesn't matter for me at all. I have permission to use these to make final images because I paid for them. If I'm giving them away, I just try to be very careful. I don't. It's one of the reasons why finding the blend file every month to pick to share is a little bit interesting for me because like, what can I use? What doesn't have trees from geoscatter or whatever? Um, how do you choose? Very carefully. That feels cool. It's nice. It's a little dark. It actually might be a little too dark. Maybe let's bring it up just a titch. Hue saturation on it with a value of like 2. 2 feels a little bright, but yeah, 0.75. There we go, which is just me being pissy. There's absolutely no difference really. Like, let's take the 1.75 instead of 2, right? Like anyone can notice the difference. Okay, cool though. I like that. It's a good starting point. Brick, let's do the same thing here. Let's just nuke it. Shift T. And let's go to man-made. That's not a bad idea if you do a lot of sharing of assets. For me, I don't think it, like if you're making video games for sure, where assets are going to be in there, for sure. It matters a little less for me, just cool. Medieval brick 1 or 2, let's see what these look like. That's just cheesy. That just seems very normal. Cathedral, that's better. Cathedral tiles we might use. Slag block wall, no. These are all from textures.com and they're fine to use. So rustic brick looks pretty good. Let's try that. I think we need to brighten it up a bit, but I think it'll work. Why are those still something different? We'll have to go look at that. Kill that. Delete it. Shift A, search, bump. Okay. And value 2, again. 2 seems pretty good. So it's just that one arch. My guess is it's got like a stone 1 or something on it, right? Ruin damage 1. See, yep. Ruin damage got built later. Brick. There we go. Is that better? Seems pretty good. It is dark, but it's not like too dark. This is shitty still. I think I'm gonna just tweak this thing. I'm not liking how it's too open, but I think if we put some grass on it and like that'd be fine. This would be covered up. It'd be fine. So save. Turn back on geoscatter. Let it think for a sec. Okay, cool. And now let's grab this object and tropical ground, jungle ground, something low, basically. 2, 4. 4 seems cool. Yeah, my file organization system is pretty much I have a good memory, which is not a great one. I wouldn't want anyone to have to try to find anything on my hard drive. Come on. There we go. Gonna let this go. This is taking a long time. It's not that big an object, guys. Come on. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's funny. Yesterday's actually rendered really fast. It was I expected it to be kind of a bit of a beast, but even when I added in the volumetrics, it was still rendering in like 3 minutes a scene, which is not bad at all. So um, even with all that stuff, it was pretty clean. But this is taking a long time for it to load up. Yeah, okay, 500,000 instances. Like, that's not that bad. Let's save. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, it's better. Kind of helps hide how shitty that model is. And that model is shitty. It's looking dark. The dark jungles. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see. Where do we want to try and find a camera angle that looks cool and shows off our whole thing, including the water? Because having put the water in there, we have to basically show it off. It also gives us a nice path of vision into our object that doesn't have trees, which is cool. So maybe we'll say this is our first view, or something very much like it. What time are we at? We're at 1:13, so we got to start paying attention to this stuff anyway. Go with the area and our anamorphic lens, which we will punch back up to 35. And we're going to set our camera depth clip end to 250, which should be more than enough to cover everything in this space because we knew how big the city itself was. Resolution, widescreen. That. And let's see, HDR maker. Let's grab. I'm gonna go grab a new one. Just cause why not? We'll use one of the 2Ks from HDR, or sorry, from mattepaint.com. And I don't have any strong, really understanding which one of these have which, so let's just go look in 43 just because why not? There are a couple of them I do know, but yeah, these look nice. Big fluffy clouds. Warm. Seems good. 1071 is calling to me. And we'll add it. And we'll save. And we will set our focus on this wall right here. And we'll come back to HR Maker so we can rotate it around as we need to. Save again. And cross our fingers and go to visualize. It's dark. I mean, forests are dark. Let's turn off that floor. We don't need it. And it's just making it hard to see even. I mean, that's cool, but that is exactly as dark as it should be, which is too damn dark. um, so, this is realism dark versus, what we want. Shift A, mesh, cube, scale, S, Shift Z, take it the rest of the way. 1, GZ to there. It is just above the water, which is fine, I think. The sky is too damn dark. You have to know New Yorkers to understand that one, I guess. But the rent is too damn high. The sky is too damn dark. Okay, there we go. And give it a fog material. Fog does two things. It does obfuscate stuff, but it also overall brightens up the light because it diffuses everything. So it's a good cheat for this sort of thing. And shading. And delete that. And Shift A, search. I'm just going to do scatter. I've been watching Creative Shrimp's Nebula class. I picked it up for myself for Christmas. And he goes through volume shaders a lot. It's really cool, actually. And I understand what they do a lot more now. So like volume is not actually enough, but on the other hand, anisotropy 0.6, that's still too bright. 0.01. See this, save, and turn back on. I'm just gonna do it over here. Yeah, he's good. I really liked his stuff, and I was like, okay, cool. I won't use it for Nebula, but I might use it for magic effects quite a bit. I don't see me making a lot of Nebula. Yeah, like unless you do a lot of cool cloud effects, it's really not that worthwhile. But if you do, say flux storms, it's kind of cool. So, his photogrammetry course is amazing too. I highly recommend that one. Okay, so we're in, save. Let's see what we got now. was thinking it's still really dark, but it's a lot better. It's gonna be, we're getting some options here now. Let's just crank our camera up. That might be the best place. Bring down the exposure. Yeah, it's his daisy chaining of noise nodes was awesome. That was cool. I was like, oh yeah, I'm into this. That's looking better. Okay, that might give us what we need. It's stupid simple as lighting goes, but I mean, if it works, who cares? I think we might do more down the road. Yeah, well, that was the trick for me, Mike. It was that I know I don't want to make nebula. So like I'm not really worried about what it looks like because I'm not ever going to make these. Well, not ever, but I want them for other stuff. So um, viewport display as wire, and turn it off so I can't select it. Okay. And then where's my camera? Is it over here? Yep. Okay. So can we go grab, let's see, fake light. Light beam. Cool. Close that off. Solo that. Give it to me. Yep. Local. I can remember that just X is longer and Y is wider, but I never seem to. Let's just turn off geoscatter for right now. Bring it back. Scale. See if that does anything for us. Or I can still see in this mode. That means it'll be visible, right? Ha. I laugh. A little bit. It's actually not bad. It's a very muted, subtle kind of thing, but I think it works. Where did I put it? Where did it go? Here. Light beam M lights. Okay. Now that's pretty cool. I think I'm digging on that. It's not going to line up, obviously, for other shots potentially, but let's grab a second camera and see if it does this. See if we can cheat it into working for at least two. Camera one. It's basically going to come in here and do almost a reverse shot. And come closer to our stuff. Oh, but they're so helpful. Those tree blobs are amazing. I'm so happy I finally figured out how to do that because it has been driving me nuts for forever. It's all I need to figure out what I'm doing for my composition. So they are fantastic. They're not 100% perfect, obviously, but they're so much better than it was before. Yeah, they're great. Don't be talking about my tree blobs. um, let's see. I kind of think of them as little Zelda trees. I don't know why, but ooh, yeah, it's my little happy cackle right there. I think that is pretty awesome. If we can get that to render like that, that'll be great. Oh, I know what else we can do to speed things up too. I don't think I ever applied that, did I? I don't think I ever applied my ground. No, I didn't. Let's apply my terrain. That will help make sure that I'm seeing it exactly as it is. Okay. I love that blowout of light. It's just so cool. Yeah, me too. Clearly. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting us where we want to be. Like having that sense of like, you know, ah, in the background over there. You put a person or something up here, and it would just pop. Chef's kiss. Cool. Let's see if we can find two more now. Um, they probably won't be quite so poppy, but hey. I'm going to turn off geometry nodes for just a second. Camera, Control C, Control V, third option. Now we've got two of the river, so we don't need the river so much anymore. And I kind of wanted to play her a little bit. Like we made all these cool alleys and shit. Let's just kind of look at them, see if we can find something neat here. This is the insides. This is like that central. There's the road. I bet you it's a lot darker than it's this. Like, oh, it's clear. What should not be? Let's turn on the geonodes. It's not too bad. I bet you this will be pretty dark, but let's see. Save. Focus on that. Sure. Yeah, this kit's going up on Friday. I just want to make sure I have a chance to play with it some more. Like I was like, I like it yesterday, and then I played with it. I'm like, there's a lot. Crash! There's a lot I want to fix. So I did fix it, and now I like it a lot better. I made, if you can see, now that I got it up, the holes are much more geometric, so they're not quite so soft. They used to all be just like this, and now we've got more like little brick holes cut out in it. I think it works much better. And That's pretty much how it works sometimes, Michael. You do that. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a whole city. All right, fine. We got all of Seattle, and all we do is take pictures of the Space Needle over and over and over again. Yeah. Um, no, I think the kid's coming along nicely. I'm pleased with it. I'm gonna probably make a few more changes after today, and then I think it'll probably be good. It may even go up before Friday. I just wanted to give myself till Friday. All right, cool. We're back. Focusing on that, right? We're saving and we're F12ing. Not F12ing. We're Z8ing. We're not F12ing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. That's cool. All right. Feels jungly. Nice. um, I just like foresty stuff. So it's like, okay, that looks good. Let's do one more since we're cooking with gas, as my dad would say. Um, now we're cooking with gas. So let's go back to our tower and kind of do like maybe we do a top, kind of a more of a down shot view. Where's the river? I have now been ruined by playing Baldur's Gate. I can't stop saying down, down, down by the river over and over and over again in any context where I can possibly fit. Um, and somewhere it doesn't. I feel like I cheat with these atmospheres. What is it? It's a cube with a volume scatter on it 0.05 and then an HDR. You're like, oh, right. That might be too much volume scatter from this height for this one. It would probably look cool if we cut it down though. Let's just see. Um, volume 0.02, which we love for the other one, so we're not changing it for that, but 0.002 for this one. Meh, not liking it. It's not bad, but the trees hide the cool stuff, and then top-down shots kind of useless. Which is the thing about forests and why you lose jungles and why jungle cities get lost all the time. It blows my mind when I think about things like Angkor Wat, the largest temple complex in the world, was lost for 300 years. Like the Cambodians didn't even really know. I mean, some of the locals did, but like in any kind of a global sense, it's like, nah, the jungle ate it. I'm sure there was some like local farmers that just kind of, like, oh yeah, that place. But, you know, it's how did you lose the largest temple complex in the world? But nope, just gone. Um, and this is not even like North Americans discovering, or sorry, Europeans discovering North America. Like, no, even the locals didn't fucking know where it was. You're like, ah, okay. Also cool. I like this little thing here too. That's looking neat. Maybe we could bring this one up just a bit more for exposure. 7. Yeah, that feels awesome to me. Um, yeah, and as someone who's been to Angkor Wat, it's losing that place is just like, what? But okay, happened. Um, so it just always reminds me when I'm world building that like stuff like that is not that hard to believe. Um, Alrighty. Well, folks, we are right on time and we've got all 4 of our shots. And they all kind of look cool as far as I can tell. So I'm kind of psyched. Um, yeah, exactly, Michael. Yeah, follow that windy river that changes its course every season after the rains. And it's kind of like you see why, but still like, okay. Um, cool. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I really appreciate it as always. Yeah, like I said, to pimp myself out a little bit more, I'm going to be putting the kit for this building up on my Patreon on Friday, and I'd love for you guys to go check it out and support it. It'll be at the $5 and up level, just because. And the blend file for the ship exploding is up there from last month, and I put a new one up every month as well too. So I'm going to try to be a bit better about pushing the fact that I have stuff out there that people could actually help me pay my bills for, but I don't want to be obnoxious about it. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'm going to get this rendered up and posted, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Um, take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.